Hello everyone, Swordsman here, and today we're here to talk about the effect that the Battlefield 3 beta has had for you personally as well as across gaming in general. For those of you that don't know, I have had very much a mixed reaction to this beta. Sometimes I have loved it, sometimes I have hated it, sometimes I've gotten frustrated, and I even uninstalled it once. So my response to this thing has been pretty well over the board, and I was kind of startled by some information that DICE actually posted in frustration and then quickly deleted. And according to DICE, they have lost 35,000 pre-orders since the start of the open beta. And that to me is a pretty big deal. Now, in the grand scheme of things, there will be several million people that buy this game, but still, the fact that 35,000 people at the time of that writing was enough to, the beta was bad enough to make them cancel their pre-order. But if you compound that by the number of how many people didn't pre-order it, waited for the open, this was their first look at the Battlefield 3 beta and then just decided, nah, not going to buy it. Not going to pre-order it, not going to buy it. And I'm going to bet that number is probably significantly larger than the 35,000 that canceled their pre-orders. This to me is pretty disappointing because, I don't know, I want the best for Battlefield 3. I love the franchise. I love the experiences that it gives you. But I really, at this point, I wish they wouldn't have done an open beta. I wish they would have just kept the game to themselves, not released so many problems into the wild, so to speak, and allowed people to judge the game on its final polish, on its final shipping build, you know? Because I think this is probably going to be a case where the beta has done more to harm the game than it has to help the game. And I'm not talking about in terms of fixing things or whatnot. I'm talking about the terms of marketing / public relations / just first impressions on the game. And it's kind of bumming me out a little bit. How many of you guys have friends? I get this a lot, that people say that, well, all my friends play Call of Duty and I'm trying to get them to play Bad Company 2 or Battlefield, whatever, but they just won't do it. I myself had probably 6 to 8 people, at least half a dozen, that are not that interested in Battlefield franchise, but through my insistence that Battlefield is fun and everything, they waited to try the beta because they wanted to try it out for themselves and see if they would like it. Almost to a man of the 6 to 8 people, they've tried the beta and have already made up their mind they will not be buying the retail version. And that's just a very frustrating spot to see this game in, because like I said, I get frustrated with this beta. There's a lot of problems, ignore the temporary glitches. I do have some pretty big design issues that I do not like the design direction they went in, the balance, well, not the balance of the weapons, how the game plays out, so to speak. I don't like some of it. But yeah, how many people do you know that have tried the beta and then just decided, nope, not going to play Battlefield 3, I'm just not going to do it? And I think that's such a shame that the guys at marketing at EA and DICE have got to be kicking themselves that they do everything they can to advertise this game, to promote this game, to get people interested in it. And then just the beta just really lives down to everybody's expectations. It cannot be met. It cannot meet the high expectations that many people placed on it. And I know there will be a lot of you guys that buy the line of, it's a beta, everything will be perfect on release. I've been in too many betas to know that is not actually true. Things get fixed between betas and release, but they are almost never like what you think. There's always in the gaming community this day one patch, this miracle patch that suddenly makes everything better, and people wait for it, and they hope for it. They predict it, but it never actually comes. You see this a lot in MMOs, actually. There's going to be this miracle patch on day one or the first week. Miracle patch. And then you realize that, well, that's the game. You're not getting the things you wanted. So, that's been rattling around in my head, is just how much damage has this beta done? For the COD crowd, I think many of them have liked Operation Metro. For the Battlefield fans, I don't think a lot of us have enjoyed it. And again, my experience on Caspian has been mostly different than my experiences on Metro. Caspian feels like a real Battlefield map. That said, every time it got full on 64 players, it lagged its ass off and was rubber banding, so I haven't gotten a full chance to play 64-man without it lagging, so maybe that'll change. I did see as of today, because of that event in, Russia, that they did bring back a ton of Caspian border servers. I might decide to hop into those, or I might just wait it out and say the hell with it at this point and stop getting more frustrated. But yeah, what has been the impact on this beta for you? I know a few people that have canceled their pre-orders. I know many people that just now will not buy it no matter what because they had such a bad experience in the beta. Do you think that the game itself would have been better off if it skipped the beta? If it just kept its head down, stayed out of the spotlight, and just kept working on their problems, smoothing things out, polishing, fixing things? I think that would have been better off for the game itself. I don't know. It's hard to say. Anyway, I hope they do get some improvements in there. I hope they do push things along and fix all the obvious things and maybe some of the not so obvious things. So that way, come October 25th, it would hopefully be a fantastic experience. You know me, I am fairly cynical. I am skeptical of that, but I guess we'll have to see. I mean, at least for me personally, there's always Gears of War 3, which I absolutely love. And to be perfectly honest, I've actually been looking into Modern Warfare 3 a little bit more since my frustrations and distaste come from the beta. I'm just going to take the wait-and-see attitude. I am no longer going to buy it automatically for both PC and Xbox. It'll be one, and then if it ends up being good, I'll buy it for the other one, but it's no longer getting that automatic 2 purchases from me. What do you guys have you guys changed? Let me know. Take care, guys.